Picture Star Wars Crawl right now. It's going on the screen. Today we're going to be covering Dr. Aphra, one of my favorite new additions to the Star Wars universe. There's a lot of complaints against her, and there's a lot of people that enjoy her, and I'm one of those people. Beneath the ruins in the Outer Rim, a scavenger finds an old artifact deep within a cave. That scavenger pulls out the head of a droid, and the moment that they do, the droid comes to life. After hopping onto the speeder and dropping a few grenades, the scavenger manages to escape, barely. As the scavenger is thrown from the cave by the explosion, he pulls off his helmet with a sigh of relief. The moment he looks back, though, he's shot from behind, and Aphra catches the relic, telling him, "Thanks!" A short while later, Aphra pulls up to the full-on row where 000 and BT come out of the Archangel. BT beeps and 000 tells him, "Yes, I do indeed owe you money now that she's still alive. No need to gloat about it." 000 then asks, "It would seem that she has avoided being backstabbed by the ruffian. Then yes?" Aphra reaches into her bag, telling him, "Oh no, he did backstab me and left me for dead. But then I backstabbed him and left him for dead. Except he's actually dead." As 000 looks down at the artifact, he says that it is a beautiful piece. And Aphra tells him, "It's strange to actually be dealing with artifacts again. Recovering something that can't be used to kill people is kind of novel in its own way." But just as Aphra begins to board her ship, a voice calls out to Aphra asking, "Don't you owe our fine organization your first payment on those secondhand bolts?" Aphra sighs, telling 000 to get Kirstan out of here. She'll talk with Sutoth. Aphra then turns back to Sutoth, telling him that she's loving the new hat. And Sutoth tells her that she won't be charming her way out of this one. Aphra says she knows. She's got his payment right here. First, she needs to drop this artifact off at the Syndicate, and the payment will be paid in full. Sutoth tells her, "How about we just cut out the middleman and you give us the artifacts?" Aphra tells him that that's not a good idea. This isn't like pawning stolen starship parts. You don't even have archaeologist accreditation. They'd only give you 0.2% of its worth, tops. The loan will be paid within a week. Hell, even tomorrow. Just give me until then. And that's when Sutoth's guards smack Aphra to the ground, and there's a loud roar that can be heard. Kirstan walks out of the ship, and 000 tells everyone that while they are not fluent in Wookiee, that's a colorful description of what he would like to do to them if they don't refrain from dismembering Aphra. Aphra starts to get back up, telling him, "Look, I owe a lot of money to Kirstan, and he's not going to let you endanger his investment." Sutoth tells her that she still needs to pay them. And Aphra says, "Fine, how about a wager? My big furry against yours. No weapons, double or quits." Sutoth thinks about it and says, "Okay, why not?" But before he can even finish his sentence, Kirstan begins to beat both of the Gregorians up. Once he's done, Aphra says that she'll throw in a little extra to get his guys fixed up. And as Aphra begins to walk away, Sutoth tells her that she better hurry. They know that she's been hiding from Imperial attention. Would be a shame if they find out where she's been. 000 says how rude, and then asks Aphra if him and BT may have a moment to go pick up supplies for their trip. Aphra and Kirstan head back into the ship, and Aphra tells him, "Sure, just bring me back an ice pop." A short while later at the bar, Sutoth heads into the back when 000 appears asking for a moment of his time. He looks back stating, "What are you doing here? Droids aren't supposed to be back here." And 000's finger begins to extend into a needle. He says, "Droids aren't meant to do a lot of things," and he sticks him with that needle. Sutoth begins to foam at the mouth, and 000 and BT leave as BT begins to beat. 000 tells him, "No, we will not burn the body. That would give away that his death was not entirely natural." BT beeps again, and 000 tells him, "No, spontaneous human combustion is not a thing." Later at Archeo Prime, Aphra goes to turn in the artifact when the teller tells her that he's sorry, but he cannot buy from Miss Aphra. Aphra shouts that it's Dr. Aphra, and the teller then repeats himself stating, "No, Miss Aphra, your doctorate has been suspended. Until the Constitution has been cleared, the Archaeological Association will be unable to verify your finds." Aphra tells him, "Wait, there has to be a mistake. I was the one who recovered the Aberson symbiotes of Butathi 12. The teller tells her that he's sorry, but he's triple-checked. "You are not a doctor, ergo, I cannot assist you." Next! Aphra storms up, shouting that this is terrible. Yeah, she may have cheated on her doctorate, but how did they find out? A voice then tells Aphra that it would seem that her questionable morality has caught up with her. So perhaps it's lucky that someone who loves the person who uncovered her ethical lapse, and now they can look into her spiritual salvation. Aphra looks up at the man and says, "Oh, hi, Dad." A few moments pass, and Aphra shouts, "What have you done?" Aphra's father tells her that he discovered that she may have placed those symbiotes on Boothie 12, and he just leaked enough to the board to explore the possibility that it isn't quite true. Aphra sighs, telling him, "You really didn't have to do that. I would have helped you if you just made the threat." 000 asks, "Would you have really?" And Aphra shoots a glaring stare back and says, "Okay, I wouldn't have. But what do you want? And please don't say it has anything to do with the Order of the Ordu Aspect to you." Aphra's father waits and then smiles, stating, Yes, the Order do respect you. She screams, rubbing her head, and says, we are going to go right back to the Archangel and talk this over. Maybe come to an understanding. Once everyone gets aboard the ship, Aphra tells them, okay, here's my understanding. And then pulls out her blaster on her father, asking, how do I make this all disappear? Kirstan begins to growl, and Aphra's father says that he knows that she's ethically troubled, but even she wouldn't hurt him. She puts away her blaster and tells 000 that he's up, and 000 shuffles forward in excitement. As his hands turn into all different sorts of torture devices, he says, hello, my name is 000, and it seems your daughter is genuinely a horrible person. You must be so proud. Her father begins to state that he has coordinates, and 000 says, what exactly is the Ordu Aspectiu? I am unfamiliar with the name, but it suggests a Jedi influence. Aphra tells him that she'll explain later, but Aphra's father shouts, oh, you brave droid, let me tell you the tale of the doom of the Ordu Aspectiu. It all began long ago. The Ordu Aspectiu was a Jedi Order led by Rur, when they were attacked by the Sith when they wanted to learn how to become immortal. In their struggle, Rur hit a switch and the Order disappeared, never to be seen again. Aphra's father goes on stating that some believe that they transported into a higher form of existence. He personally believes that Rur found the immortality that everyone seeked. Aphra tells him that that is his theory. What probably happened was that Rur and his order were actually Sith and the Jedi came to stop them. Regardless, it's all just smoke, and her father has been chasing these myths for years. Aphra gets up stating, just think about it, if Rur and his order were monsters, you're just being naive. Wouldn't finding a weapon be more my thing? Aphra thinks about it and sighs. Fine, we'll go. And a short while later, they fly over a series of moons, as Aphra's father says that the first thing that they need to do is recover a few simple readings from the temple system. Once on the moon, the group begins their search when Aphra's father mentions the complex here should be abandoned. As Aphra looks, she sees Imperial stormtroopers and she asks where exactly did they take them. Aphra's father then takes a look in his binoculars and says that he has no idea why the Imperials would be here on Yavin 4. Kirstan takes a look around, and Aphra says that they must still be cleaning up after the rebels left. Aphra's father asks, what does she mean? And Aphra tells him, you know, the Death Star exploded, the rebels destroyed it. And Aphra's father says, wait, the talk of a planet-destroying machine existed one day and was destroyed the next? I didn't give that much thought. Figured it was just a story. Aphra shouts, yeah, it destroyed Alderaan. Maybe if you weren't so obsessed by the Jedi, you would have seen these things. Millions turned to dust and you didn't notice? After a few moments of silence, 000 asks Aphra, didn't she support the Empire's grip around the universe? That it was the best way to protect people? Aphra scoffs, stating that if she was interested in the moral instruction from an emotionless killing machine, she would have just kept working for Darth Vader. Aphra's father then stops everyone asking, wait, you worked for Darth Vader? And Aphra tells him, yeah, but you don't like to keep up with current affairs. So how about we just get on with this? Down below, an officer informs Tolvan that they just picked up some readings that could possibly be a rebel code. Tolvan tells the officer to send out a speeder patrol. They're going to see if they can spot anything without alerting them. And once the stormtroopers are sent out, Kirstan gets into position and shoots down the patrol. Back at the temple, Tolvan sees the smoke from the force and tells everyone to suit up and engage the enemy. As all of the Imperial forces move out, Aphra scans the area and says that this is their distraction. Time for them to move out! 000 and BT then start making their way through the encampment, and 000 tells everyone that they are certainly not inconspicuous murder droids. Now, if you'll just excuse me. A few moments later, the vents leading to the inside are opened up and the two ropes are thrown out. Aphra and her father make their way in, and the group heads deeper into the temple until they come to a giant room. Aphra's father begins to pull out small crystals from his bag, stating that they need to match them into the matching indents. If he's correct, this should give them the location of Rur's Citadel. By the way, how much time do they have? Aphra says that with any luck, a little. Kirstan has a knack for this kind of thing. And back out in the forest, Kirstan grabs a Gatling blaster from one of the downed Imperial walkers and begins to open fire on everyone. Back with the others, Aphra's father begins to place the last crystal in, and nothing happens. 000 looks around stating, if you don't mind me offering my opinion, the Massisai archaeological adventure proved to be somewhat anticlimactic. Aphra's father tries to understand and then says that there must be something that he missed, and Aphra shouts, you think? Where do we even start? Your wife falling out of love with you until she thought about running to the Outer Rim was a good idea? Maybe if you loved living people as much as you love dead things, you'd probably be the best dad in the world. But as Aphra goes on tearing into her own father, BT begins to beep loudly. When everyone looks around, they see something shiny. And Aphra says, fine, you have 5 seconds of smug time and then we run for our lives. And there you have it. We've done Dr. Aphra. So now you're going to get some information from Star Wars Explained as he goes deeper into the lore of Star Wars. If you enjoy his stuff, click the link down below to go right to his channel. And if you want more Dr. Aphra, because I assume this video won't do that well, let us know in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoy whatever he's bringing to you today.
Thanks, Benny. The events of Dr. Aphra's first comic arc directly relate to some stories in Star Wars Legends. The character of Rur and his Ordo Aspectu were heavily influenced by the old Marvel Star Wars comics. In a story called Blind Fury by Alan Moore, Luke is called to the planet Garn by a distress beacon. There he finds the vengeful remains of Rur, High Shaman of the Terrible Glare. The Order of the Terrible Glare was a splinter group of the Jedi that was supposedly wiped out over 10,000 years before the events of the films. Rur's consciousness was encased in a computer, unaware that so much time had passed. When Luke tells the computer that there are no Jedi left and that his vengeance is in vain, Rur destroys his fortress. As you can see, the Dr. Aphra comic took a lot of inspiration from this very obscure Star Wars legend story. If you want to go more in depth into the differences between canon and legends, I have a video about exactly that on my channel.